Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lex and I would absolutely love it if you're old here, if you're new here, if you have not done these things yet, if you would consider liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Helps to get the videos out there. It lets me know you like the content, inspires me to keep creating. Today we are going to talk about Love is Blind, episodes 3 and 4. Again, only episodes 3 and 4. Please do not put spoilers for any further episodes in the comments. And I feel like it really started to heat up in these episodes. If you have not seen my recaps for episodes 1 and 2, I've already done those videos. I will link in the cards here my Love is Blind Season 7 playlist, and you guys can check those out. Let's get into it. So we begin off episode 3 with Garrett and Taylor's reveal.
Taylor, Morgan Krause. Will you marry me?
Absolutely.
Taylor, okay, and for the reveals, y'all, I just kind of write a conscious stream of thoughts about it. Like, it means nothing. We don't know, I don't know what they really think. But I first saw Taylor kind of give a side eye to him, so I was like, wait, does Taylor like him? Like, they do, of course, have the talk about ethnicity. He starts to ask a lot of these weird questions, like, are you taller than me? She's like, no, I'm not taller than you. He says he's 6 foot, and she says she's 5'9". He asks, oh, do I look like I'm 6 foot? Then he's like, oh, did you like me? Do you like how I look? I was worried you'd think I was ugly. And I don't know, the way he was asking these questions, I was like, wait, is this guy like really insecure? I don't know. It was giving insecure a little bit, the way that he kept asking all these questions like this. And I did notice that whenever they were kissing, she was kind of pulling away. Also, her body language, she was kind of sitting parallel to the man rather than like facing him. So I don't know. I can't clock it yet. And obviously these reveals are weird and they're awkward. So I'm not saying it means anything, but that's just my observation. So we come back to Bodan and Marissa, and my first thing was maybe Marissa will talk this time. Maybe Marissa will actually get a word out.
She'd probably say something like, don't break her heart.
How many times have you been in love?
Probably.
They have this question here: what advice would your parents give about dating you? Bodan says his parents would say, be ready for anything. If he gives you problems, call me. And Marissa laughs and says she does want to have a good relationship with her mother-in-law. Marissa's, it would be, don't break her heart. So Bodan then talks about how he's been in love twice, once with an on again, off again situation earlier in life, and then he said once with his ex-wife. They talk a little bit about marriage and things like that, and Marissa makes some kind of joke like, of course you were married, you're ex-military. And he was like, no, I got married at like the end of a 9-year deployment or something like that. Now, they both talk about how each other was in the military, and he goes, is that a yellow flag that I was in the military? And she's like, yeah, it is. And he's like, well, it's a yellow flag for me too. And I don't know. Whenever these two talk, though, it doesn't ever feel serious. I feel like they don't get deep. I feel like they just kind of joke and bounce back off each other. So I wasn't seeing the chemistry between them two. But she does talk about how he and Ramses are really alike, Marissa, and she says it's so hard to choose between them because they're so alike. Now Ramses and Marissa have their date.
Mom is stuck, cooking breakfast and like getting the kids in the shower and then clothing them, and while she's like trying to get ready herself for work. Like, I do not believe in that at all.
Okay, sweet.
Ramses said he would have preferred not knowing that Marissa has another connection, and I understand that. He said that he just wants some reassurance that she still likes him as well, because he's a little worried. And I like that vulnerability where he was like, do you still like me? Like, I'm hearing all of this that you're talking with this person, but like, what about me? How do you feel about me? She says overall that she likes that he is a sensitive person. that really is a trait that she likes about him. So at this point, she says she wants to talk about kids. She says, look, I feel like all the duties of like housework and raising kids and bringing them to school and doing all of that stuff shouldn't just fall on the wife or the mother. He says, look, I'm not a guy that's like against doing domestic work. I'm not a guy that like believes in these traditional ideals. Now she goes on and says, look, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not the stay-at-home mom type. Like, I just went to law school and it's just not really my energy. So I'll be honest, I kind of want a husband who would be willing to stay home with the kids, you know? Like, how do you feel about that? And he's like, well, I do plan to have fully remote work, so I guess I wouldn't mind staying home with the kids. And they kind of click over it, and I mean, fair enough. I don't think that everybody wants to be a stay-at-home parent. It did find it odd the way Marissa talked about kids a little bit, because I'm like, do you want kids, sis? Like, I don't know. Do you want them? Because I feel like you don't have to want them. Like, it's okay if you don't, because it kind of sounds like you don't want them. But anyway, Tim and Alex, they also have a conversation. Only notable thing here is that her last name is Bird and his is Godby, so they make a joke about the birds and the bees. He says she's like the Devil Wears Prada DC Melanated Edition, and I kind of cringed because I was like, ugh. I'm like, okay, I think Tim seems like a nice guy, but I'm like, it's given a little much, you know. You don't got to talk about your melanated black queen every single second. It's okay. But Tyler and Ashley, it is Tyler's birthday. So Ashley writes a letter about him. It's cute. She says, I love you for everything you are. And when she was reading this letter, I'm like, sis, are you proposing to him? Because that's what it sounded like. Now, he says he does love and appreciate her back. This is the deepest connection that he's felt with anyone. And then at this point, he does propose.
You are the most beautiful person on the inside that I've ever met. You make me happy, like a little kid. I'm toting your blanket around. This has been the happiest time of my life.
And she says yes. So we have proposal number 2, Tyler and Ashley. All right, back in the pods, Leo and David are talking, and David is apparently one of Hannah's other connections. We never saw a conversation between them, I don't think. But he tells him that the reason why him and Hannah stopped talking is because he found out that Hannah is 5'9".
I want information, so just fucking tell me.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Okay. Hannah's 5'9".
What?
Hannah's 5'9". 5'8".
Right.
I said I was okay with that. She cut me out.
And because he told Hannah that he's 5'8", that she cut him out. Hannah is back in the pods talking about how she lost 40 pounds last year and whether or not she should tell the guys this. So at this point, Leo's like, okay. And Hannah's kind of still torn in between these two guys, even though she was so sure a couple episodes ago who she was gonna pick. All right. So Brittany, we also see Brittany start crying because she has trauma from men she was with choosing other women.
It's just like, oh, here we go again. I'm like, not the only person they're dating. There's like 1,000 other beautiful, amazing women. And it's just...
She's really having a lot of trouble with the fact that Leo has 2 options here in the pods. So we do see Brittany and Leo. Leo says, look, I know I have to make the decision soon. She cuts him off mid-sentence and says, are you making the decision now?
Or because of possibly like some physical way about you, but like to me, like the amount of stuff that you do is so fucking amazing that like you published a book. It's like I don't even know how you have both of them.
Or what? He says no. Both of his connections are so different. He is torn. She says, look, like, I haven't gotten the emotional security in this relationship that I need. So why do you keep begging for him, sis? Like, I don't know. Leo's obviously in the wrong, right? And he should make a decision. And this man is clearly indecisive. And I feel like he has given a lot of empty platitudes and he says a lot of things that sound flowery and nice. But it's also like, Brittany, why do you want a man so bad who will not choose you, right? He starts blabbering on and on and on about being worried that if he gives this validation to her right now and tells her, you're the one, I love you, I want to marry you, it would be messed up if he chooses the other girl. So he's worried about that. He talks about how sweet of a girl she is and, how strong she is. And she gets mad. Rightfully so. She says, look, I am tired of everyone calling me strong and sweet and then treating me this way. How come no one chooses me if I have all these qualities that you guys love so much? He goes on and on about how he likes her, but he still gives no decision. He says, look, can you please wait just a little longer? Okay, I need to have another conversation with my other match and I will be able to give you a better answer tonight. She's like, okay, look, you don't need to give me an answer tonight. You can sleep on it. I'm not gonna make you give an answer today. But okay. These two are both toxic. Because Brittany is clearly very insecure. I think that's very clear that she's very insecure. I think Brittany also gives desperation vibes. And desperation never works well in relationships. And obviously, Leo is just an F-boy who is not serious about the things he's doing. So it just seems like two of them, I don't get it, clashing. Now, Hannah and Leo, they have a conversation.
Worm. Yeah. Even if you were a 500-pound worm.
I have really, really strong feelings for you. But my feeling is a big part of falling in love is
he says having a prenup is really important. And I was like, yeah, I understand. I'll do a prenup, whatever, sure. She admits though that she doesn't really know what a prenup is. I don't know. And I think those are some of the avenues where we get Hannah being really young. And again, I'm not trying to come on Hannah too much for being young because I'm only 1 year older than her. But I just feel like this is where you see some of that, it almost feels like Hannah has those desperation vibes as well, where she's like, I'll do it, I'll do it, I'll do it. I feel like whatever Leo says, Hannah's like, I'll do it, I'll do it, I'll do it, sure. It's like, girl, speak up. Now, she says she loves how Leo chooses to work for his family business, even though he doesn't have to. He could just sit on the couch all day and play video games. And I'm like, why do you keep gassing this man up? You keep making this man's head even bigger. Now she talks about her weight. She says she's very sensitive about her weight. She went through a fat phase when she was younger and her mom used to lock the cabinet so she couldn't eat snacks. Then she talks about how during COVID she had gained 45 pounds or she had gained weight, period. But she ended up losing 45 pounds. He says, I don't want to know what you look like. I don't want to know. I don't even care. He's like, look, I'd love you even if you were 500 pounds. And I'm like, why do these men keep lying? Why are these men lying? No one is telling you to come in the pods and say that you're going to love a girl that's 500 pounds when you know very well that that's just not true. So I don't get why they lie like this. She says she'd say yes if he got down on one knee right now. Because he's prodding, would you say yes? Would you say yes? Is it me? Would you say yes if I got down on one knee right now? Would you say yes? And she's like, I would say yes. But she does bring up that she still has that other connection that she is talking with. So, Hannah and Nick.
I don't care, kind of what you look like in your past. You're beautiful. You're beautiful in my eyes. I think you have such a beautiful soul. And no matter what you...
Hannah asks Nick if it was challenging going from being an NFL kicker to regular work. And he says, yes, of course. I always wanted to go pro. That's what I wanted to do. So she asks, are you okay financially? He kind of gives this answer that lets me know this man broke. No, I'm joking, but he's definitely not making a lot. He said, well, real estate doesn't immediately give you 6 figures, so yeah. Whenever someone says they're in real estate, to me that always means I don't really work like that, because most people who do real estate do not make money. She asks, okay, so in a marriage, are we gonna be okay financially? Because it's going to take me a minute to get another job. At that point, I said, that's on you though, sis, for losing your job. That's on you for quitting your job to be on Love is Blind. That's goofy behavior. So, Now she starts to open up about her weight again and why the bikini comments triggered her. He says he doesn't care what she looks like. You know, it doesn't matter. He understands. He has a deeper understanding of why she reacted the way she did. He says, though, again, none of that matters. He's gonna love her. This conversation right here is the reason why he will love her, is what he claims. So Monica and Steven, they also have another conversation. He tells her that he is falling in love with her. She says, I love you. He says, I love you back. So Tyler and Ashley, they have their reveal.
Love that.
Really?
Love beards. Love that.
Yeah.
You're beautiful. Thank you. I love that you think that.
I know. I'm about to cry again later.
It was awkward, right? Am I the only one? It was awkward, right? I feel like neither one of them seemed that excited. I think they were both really nervous. I think that Tyler likes Ashley, okay? It definitely seemed like he likes her. He is crying. I couldn't get a good read on her, though. But I do like these two, and I hope it works. Again, I hope they're able to connect as people. But yeah, from that reveal, I wasn't sure. So Hannah and Nick are talking, and Hannah says she thought that Nick would be a much more superficial person because of his past than who he is or whatever. But the more he speaks, he's actually very deep with things. She says once again that she got triggered by the bathing suit comments because she's insecure. He says he's in love with her at this point.
He was into me and I didn't know what to do, and I was very confused, and I didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings, and I didn't know what I wanted. I feel the same exact way.
She mentions her other connection and that she wasn't sure, but she's also in love with him. She said she figured that out today. He says that it is the first time that he's ever been romantically in love. So these two are at the I love you stage. Now, Brittany and Leo, they are talking. He asks her, what type of ring would you like?
To like have discussed rings. Like I think that's something that's really important. And
Yeah, but not when my husband is asking another person the same question.
right. But I'm also
She said, I'm only going to answer that if you're only asking one person. He says, I was planning on asking both of you or neither of you. Why? Leo, why don't you lie? I feel like people like Leo, they believe that they're like, honesty is so noble and it makes them such a great guy. And it's like, in reality, just lie, Leo. Like, I don't know. I feel like he should have just been like, no, I'm just asking you. Like, it doesn't even matter. Now, she doesn't answer. She asks, like, do you even want to propose to either one of us at this point? Again, Brittany is literally sitting here begging on her hands and knees for this man to make a decision. He says, look, I'm there at the proposal stage with both of you. He asks, look, like, okay, if you're not gonna give me a ring, would you be comfortable with me just choosing one? So he starts to guess what she wants. He says, you know, I think you'd want like a petite band because, oh my God, it's weird to say this, but I think you're a petite person. And I'm just like, this is so weird. This is so weird, y'all. But he is spot on about the ring choice, and she starts to get smitten once again because he guessed it so perfectly, so he must be the one. He asks if she would be self-conscious if they get engaged, that he was this torn about the decision, and she doesn't answer. He says, okay, well, this is good to know because it's not a good foundation for a marriage to start off with all those insecurities. The manipulation on this man is insane. And all y'all ladies want him. Baby, you all heard dollar signs and you want that man. So, meanwhile, Hannah tells everyone in the pods that she is planning to break up with Leo, that she is in love with Nick D. It's over. Nick tells the guys that he told Hannah that he loves her. So, Hannah and Leo.
Into you, like God, like how conclusively have you decided?
You need to be sure, and like you were not sure.
Hannah, I felt like...
Hannah tells Leo that she loves her other connection and she thought she could get there with him, but it's just not there. But she wanted someone that is 100% in on her. He says he felt the same way about her having 2 matches, but he never held it against her. Okay, Leo. Now he's asking, like, is it 100% set in stone? Like, I'm really into you. I really like you, Hannah. So, like, is this 100%? Is it 100%? Please. Is this 100%? He's saying that he wants her and he really wanted to fight for her. He says he would have told her much sooner that he wanted her. He wanted to marry her, how much he was in love with her. He says, what would you say if I asked you to marry me right now? Like, if I got on one knee right now, what would you say? And the episode ends. So, please, no spoilers for episode 3, okay? Yes, at this point I've seen episode 4, but the reality is other people in the comments may not have seen episode 4 yet. So please make sure not to put spoilers. Anyways, if you made it to this point of the video, that means you liked the video. So I would greatly appreciate it if you would like, share, comment, and subscribe. Helps to get the videos out there. Make sure you have the bell on so you know when I drop these Love is Blind recaps, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye!